going through the film, watching full games of them, it seems like they get more physical throughout as the game goes on. So definitely going to have to play with a hard edge the entire game. They'll pound it on you, but they'll also take shots. So in the secondary, we're going to have to be very sound in our technique and just not giving up any big plays. And that'll be a big key to the game.
Right here in front.
Coach Venables, what kind of look have you gotten from the scout team, from the running backs? Because there probably aren't too many 200-plus pound guys you guys have that you could throw back there to give you a good look.
We've used Trey Thomas is our fullback, and he's a good athlete, quick, explosive. I don't know what he weighs, 275 pounds. You know, he does a good job of pounding our linebackers, getting them a little sore, getting them some stingers. I love it. And we used Lateef Townsend back there at tailback, and T.J. Burrell some too to kind of be that big back, that's going to try to run through you, play behind good pad level. So that's what we've done to try to, they got good stable of backs. I don't know how they get all these backs to come. They had one guy, Ford, that doesn't play anymore. He got hurt, I think, earlier in the year. It's crazy, the stable backs that they have, but they do a great job utilizing their different skill sets. I think, each one kind of presents a different thing, but they're all physical.
All right, we'll go right here.
Travis, Charleston Post and Courier. This question's for Brent. Just curious, LSU has a much different offensive philosophy than Clemson. What's the challenge when you're doing even more good on good in practice against a much different offensive philosophy than you'll see?
Our offense, they want to run the football, and so the run and the play action is very similar. Guys got to stay on top of things in the back end. They're going to, you have to be sound in what you're doing and defending the run. You've got to account, they're going to, for our offense, just like LSU is going to force you to put the correct numbers down in there to defend the run, and then they're going to, present some one-on-one opportunities with a lot of space to throw the football. Our offense does the same thing. They don't probably do as many motions, pre-snap shifts and motions, but that actually helps you seeing that every day, because they force you not to allow your feet to get set, and forcing you to have to move and bump and adjust to the different motions and whatnot. So a lot of the similarities in the run pass, the play action game. Obviously, our offense is as explosive as it gets, as precise of a quarterback as you'll see in college football, and throwing the long ball. And LSU, obviously, I think it's well documented, their last 3-4 games of the year, they took a little bit more aggressive approach at throwing the football as well to complement their run game, and with great success, throwing close to 300 yards their last few ball games, and some very tough ball games at that. So I think they more than show that they can throw the ball when they want to. It's almost, how do they want to oppose their will? They want to do it through the air. The quarterback can definitely do it. They've got the skills. They've recruited as good as anybody in the country. So I just think that the head coach, he wants to pound people into oblivion and bloody their nose, and then again take their shots when they need to. So that's kind of a style, a culture, and a philosophy that they've embraced, and it's been incredibly successful for them.
Okay, right here in front.
Jacques Doucet, WAP-TV in Baton Rouge. Taj, you guys have put up huge numbers most of the year. Is there any motivation going up against an SEC team and SEC power to prove that we can do it against a team like this, in a game like this?
I mean, not really motivation. It's more of just going out there and proving what type of team we are. We're getting a chance to play against one of the best. So for us, it's more about the competition, the nature of the business, nature of the game, and going out there and proving who's best out there. That's what we pride ourselves on. Again, we want to be the most explosive offense in the country. There's no better stage than the one that we're on right now. One of the best bowl games out there, going against one of the best teams with the best defenses. So I'm excited about the game. It presents another great opportunity for us, and it could be a stepping stone for us. But at the same time, we're just all about that and going to handle our business, and everything else will fall in place.
Your head coach said you guys weren't getting caught up in the whole ACC-SEC thing. Is that, you feel that way?
I mean, I feel that way personally. I mean, there's so much that goes on between it, but I don't think we're a representation of anybody but Clemson. I think that we owe a lot to our fan base for the great support they have, to the alums, to our program, to ourselves, to the coaches, and I mean it's really about just being about Clemson. And from the outside looking in, I mean I'm sure there's the talk of ACC, SEC, and all that, but again we're just trying to represent Clemson the best way possible.
Scooter Hobbs, Lake Charles American Press. Coach Morris, how did you warm up in whatever it was, for those of us who don't know, to this spread type offense?
Well, yeah, I coached high school football for 18 years, and was fortunate and blessed enough to be around some great coaches and great players that, and we had a lot of success because of that. And when I took the job in Stephenville, we had just came off of 4 straight state championship appearances at 2 different schools. And following our brows at Stephenville and him winning 4 state championships there, the very first year we didn't go to the playoffs. And if you know anything about West Texas football, you know the fact that you're not going to be invited to too many Christmas parties if you don't get them in the playoffs. So I wasn't on too many people's Christmas party list. And at that point, I realized it didn't matter what, or the success that I had previous as a head coach, it didn't matter. What mattered was what was in the present and the now. And at that point, we had to realize, what was the next thing? What's the next thing in the cutting edge of football? Because the game of football is evolving. I think we see it. It's constantly evolving. You're seeing it in the NFL right now. And it'll continue to evolve. And so at that point we had to figure out what was on the next cutting edge, and that's how this whole thing really started in 2003 when I went up and visited another high school coach in Northwest Arkansas, another name is Gus Malzahn, and it kind of started at that point, and then it just kind of grew from there.
Mark?
Jack, could you talk about the tape you saw of the A&M game they played? They started out slowly, fell behind, and then from what I understand, they played a lot of 6 DBs and still got pressure and got themselves back in the game. So is that like a scary thing to see, or have you seen that enough that you feel like you're...
Well, Bart, we've studied a lot of film, and obviously looked at a lot of A&M, and I mean, we've gone way back, looking at a whole lot of film on different things and the way they've attacked different offenses and for different years. And when they played A&M, you're exactly right. They were still able to get pressure with 3, rushing 3, and kind of disrupt the passer. But again, you look and you go back and you just pick up bits and pieces throughout your film study. But again, Bart, and I've said it all year, it comes back to, it's execution, and it's doing what you do. And I think you heard Coach Venables say that about them, and offensively, there's no surprise. I mean, you are who you are at this point in time in the season. You're not going to come in and create something totally different. Ours is execution, and we feel like from Taj's standpoint, when you look at Taj from year 1 to year 2 in this system, and how much he improved, it's been unbelievable. And we feel like that Taj is one of the best in the country, if not the best in the country, and making plays with his feet. And those are things that are going to have to happen. We're not going to call the perfect game. We're not going to call the perfect play. There's going to be times that at some point our guys are not going to make plays. And but as a coach, as a coordinator, you have to put your players in a position to be successful. And when you do that, then you've done your job. And we feel really good about the plan that we have. Feel really good about Taj and where he is in his game right now. And where he is with this offense. We've got about 80% of it in, but that doesn't mean anything if Taj Boyd can't operate 100% of what we got in. And so we're excited about it, but we've got to take what they give us. And there's going to be times they're going to rush 3, there's going to be times they're going to rush 8. And we've got to be able to do a good job of picking those things up.
All right, back here in the back.
Coach Morris, being in Baton Rouge, but I don't have a great handle on it, but
just listening to Taj, looking at him, he looks like he's 30, sounds like he's 40. Just a mature guy, I guess. Could you talk about, I guess, maybe his intangibles off the field coupled with his physical abilities and what he's enabled this team to do?
Well, they said we got to be through at 12:15, and I could talk all day about Taj Boyd and what he means, not just to this program, but to our community, to our university. He is truly the face of the university, and he represents Clemson extremely well. Not just the football program, but the entire university. And you know, being around Taj for now almost 2 years, and getting to know him, and he and I have an unbelievable relationship. I think it's important that a coordinator and their quarterback have a relationship that maybe you don't have with other players. And so he and I have that, and have really grown close, and being able to visit on different things, whether it deals with football or not. And him to be able to feel comfortable, not just around me, but around my family, and my kids. And I think you see that with Taj. And because of that, there's a trust. And Taj has to trust the fact that what we're doing, he's got to believe wholeheartedly with everything he's got in the system that we're running. And he's got to communicate that to the players, and from the offensive standpoint. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You know, Taj Boyd is not just the leader of our offense. Taj Boyd is the leader of our football team. And we talk about it all the time. So goes our quarterback, so goes our football team. And that comes with the position. He chose to play this position a long time ago, so you know that comes with the territory. But you know, Taj means so much more than just being the quarterback of this football team. And I think the very first day that I got there, one of the things that we talked about was it is a big deal to be the quarterback for the Clemson Tigers, and we want it to be that way. And we want whoever comes next it to be a big deal for them. I mean, if you're the quarterback for the Clemson Tigers, it's something to be said. And I think Taj is playing that way. He's broken just about every record that there is, but we got a lot of work still to do. He can still improve his game a lot, and he knows that, and we talk about that all the time. And I'm excited to watch him, and as he prepares for this game and the preparation we've gone through over the last 15 practices. But when he comes Monday night, and I won't be excited to watch him, and excited to watch him perform. This is a stage that he's been looking for, and you can't ask for anything better than this.
All right, time just